You see, that's what happens when it's Monday 3.0 and you lose power at home and all your backup equipment goes down. Everybody's filtering in here. You guys just missed the opening really quick. Thanks for the feedback in the chat. Power went out today. It messed with all of my mic equipment and everything going on. So this is Monday 3.0. I hope you guys are ready for New Comic Book Day. We've got a massive stack of books here to go over. There's some obvious low-hanging spec fruit play action happening this week that I had to pick up on. So I bought heavy this week. I spec'd heavy this week. Got some great books to go over here. So what's crack-a-lackin', everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. And I don't want to hit end broadcast. Like I said, it's Monday 3.0. I got two more major announcements happening tonight, so stay tuned for the end of the show. Let's hit up this chat. Let's see who's all hanging out and bearing with us on this Wednesday full of audio and video issues here, because I struggled for the last 2 hours working out some new camera stuff that just didn't work and just had to go live at some point. Paul Dunn, what is up, man? How is it going? How are you? Good to see you here, man. Thank you again so much for the AOK of the Bad Idea books, the ENIAC and the Tankers. I cannot wait to sit down and read those, because I have all of my Wednesday reads done for this week. So tonight it's all about reading some fun books later. Stout man, good to see you. Speaking of stouts, the broskies and I found out that our stout that we created the other day, if you follow me on Instagram at ComicManAndy, we brewed a s'more stout 2 weeks ago, and it didn't kick off. Which that means, for anybody that's done any brewing, means the yeast was not active. It didn't activate. The yeast was a dud. So that means the batch is a dud, which means we got to go brew some more beer. So stout man, thanks for being here. Only 66 more to go. Yeah, I cannot wait to see where this ends up and see how this journey goes. I am as excited as anybody else out there to see how this plays out. The watch time for the channel's looking really good at over 7,000 hours of watch time. Thanks to all of you guys for hanging out. Generally, you kind of hear that watch time is something that a lot of channels work on as they get to 1,000. We have yet to reach 1,000, and we're well over 7,000 watch hours for this channel. I can't believe it. That is amazing. Thank you to everybody who tunes in every week. Are you live? No video yet? Yes, we figured it out, right? Everything's looking good now, right? It's all because of the power outage earlier today. What's cooking? Good looking. Come on, mama. Thanks for being here. Good to see you. You good there? We're good. All right, we're on, man. No audio. There it is. Nope. Now it's gone. Oh, yeah. It should be working now, right? Yes. X11 Bravo. Thanks for being here, man. Good to see you. Hopefully your Wednesday is going well. Comic Noob 5150. Hats up, Andy. Cheerio. Absolutely. Little jump right here. Slim Comics and more. What's going on, man? Talking about YouTube content, watch time hours, and subscribers. Everybody make sure that you're slubbing. I'm telling you, it's Monday 3.0. Everybody make sure you sub up Slim Comics more. You're going to enjoy his content. He's got a lot of great stuff happening every week, so don't miss out on that. And follow him on Instagram, too. There we go. We're doing well. Zuni, little fist bump action. Good to see you here this Wednesday. Ah, man, I saw that. Fail. Hello, Feared Bro. Luke Jackson, good to see you, man. Thanks for being here. We got a nice little trim job. This sounds kind of weird. We did a little bit of trimming action. That doesn't sound any better. There's nothing but innuendos in this room this evening, but we did get this thing shaped up nicely this week, and it is just banging. It is banging right now. Mastodon Comics and more. Donnie, thanks for being here. Check out Donnie on Instagram for all the great Moon Knight books and all the other great books he's been showing off. And don't forget to sub him up on YouTube and stay tuned for his content. I hope you're planning a special Wicked Awesome Halloween 1K special. Hey, let's hit 1,500 by Halloween. I mean, 1K is literally just weeks around the corner. Halloween is a little ways off yet. We'll see what happens here. Man, there's no laws when you're drinking claws, so We're trying something new, something fun tonight. Paul Dunn, yes, all good. Zombie Dance, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Hola. Who else we got hanging out? A what job? Yes, exactly. And nothing but innuendos in this house. So yes, new comic book day. 2 big announcements coming up. And that Slavaganza giveaway is happening, that road to 1,000 subscribers. So we'll pop off on these books right now while everybody's hanging out, because you guys should see this. You guys should see. This is half of the books that I brought home. This is half of the books that I brought home, and I cannot wait to go over this. So why aren't there any knock-knock jokes about America? Because freedom rings. That's a good one, man. Hey, do you guys know why elevator jokes are so good? It's because they work on so many levels. There it is. I am excited to talk about DC books this week, something I don't get to say very often. So first up here with DC books, we're going into the Batman Fortnite, the 0 Point series. This is the last of the series, if I remember correctly. You guys correct me if I'm wrong here. And come on, Mama, with innuendo. Yes, absolutely. How do you not? Come on, Mama. Thanks for being here. You broke me. God bless America. All right. Damn it, Mama. I don't know. Who did you see? I can't do it. I'm going to start crying. Batman 0 Point. You broke me. You broke me. Did someone say Slavaganza giveaway? Yes, Batman 0 Point. These are being picked up every time they come out for a coworker. Christ almighty. Yep. that joke should go to the back of the line. All right. So all of the 0 Point covers are going to a coworker. Happy to pick those up at my LCS's discount, so I can give those to my coworker for a good price. Paul, yeah, I'm dying here. Little, how you doing? Good to see you here, man. Thanks for being here. We just started going over these books. All you can see is Deadpool? I don't get it. All you can see is Deadpool. Where? On one of the covers? I don't know. I'll keep rolling before I start dying laughing again. All right. Downright Nerdy paid cast. It's Monday 3.0. Mike, good to see you. Thanks for being here. You've inspired me actually to start going live on IG right before or right after my live streams on YouTube, so that people can get a behind the scenes look at what I do to pump myself up before streams, get into good moods, and then wind down after as well. Sneaking away from work a bit to catch you live. Thanks, man. That joke busted in the back door. It blew out the back door as well. That was a good one. So those are the Fortnite books. But you know what? I'm really excited to talk about DC books. We're 10 minutes in and just getting to this second title here. Nice House on the Lake 2 is my read of the week. This was good. Tynan is killing it. And Tynan is one of my top 2 writers right now. I am digging this. Covers are right in line with what they're doing with this series. It seems like this is also something I went heavy on this week. I bought extra copies of this because I was able to find extra copies of issue 1, and I wanted to bundle some stuff up for Whatnot auctions, because there are plenty of people out there that can't find this book. And if I can find this book and I can help out people, the comic book community, and start out dollar auctions and hook up people with good deals, we're going to do the old 1-2 bundaroo this Friday. And we'll get into that because that's one of the announcements. But that's my read of the week. Nice House on the Lake was fantastic. I hope you guys got to read it. This is the first book I read as soon as I sat down when I got home. I didn't even wait at the LCS. I ran home, hooked it up, sat down and read that. No spoilers. Mine's not here till Friday. I will not spoil this. This is thank you for everybody for actually little thanks for bringing that up. This is a spoiler-free new comic book day. Sometimes I go over to some of the stuff you find in previews and sometimes the League of Comic Geeks and whatnot, but this is basically the books I'm picking up, whether or not I'm going to keep them, whether or not I think they're worthy of buying. And there are a lot of people that have the same sort of similar reading taste that I do. So you just tune in and hang out, and I'm spoiler free. Like, yes, you should pick this up if you've been reading this, or you shouldn't, or moving right along. I buy way more books than I should, and this is just a fun time to hang out with you guys and recharge these comic collecting batteries. DNP says he's been losing his bank account on what? Yes, Whatnot is a bank account black hole void. Yes, I've got. I hope you guys are ready for some mail call Monday marathons because there are 20 packages stacked up on this table behind me. 20 packages. There's 20 packages. Steve White, good to see you, man. Thanks for being here. We just went over the 2 DC books, the Batman Fortnite series. I picked up all 3 issues that for a coworker, and then Nice House on the Lake was a great read. If you read issue 1 and you liked issue 1, you need to pick up 2. You might as well, if you enjoyed issue 1 for any iota of a moment, you're just going to go ahead and add this series to your pull list and read it. Tynan is killing it, and this is going to be really good. This is going to be really good. I kid you not. Like, this is going to be really good. This has been fantastic. One book I didn't read yet, though, but I'm adding to the pile. We are moving on to Marvel books. Bounty Hunters issue 14. This is a first appearance, is my understanding. Adding this, it's on the pull list and has been since the beginning. Adding this to the pull list for the wife. She's been reading that and having a good time. I will get caught up on that at some point, but because it's the first appearance, we made sure to get the variant covers. I'm not the biggest fan of this, but the wife did want it, so that's going in her short box. And what I'm more of a fan of than I thought I was going to be was actually the 50th anniversary Lucasfilm variant with a good old Yoda. Excuse me, right on the cover. Return of the Jedi. Super cool cover. I really like that. Yoda covers just seem to do okay. You know what I mean? Even if they're just, even not great Yoda covers, seem to do okay over time. It's just one of those things. So that's added to the pile. That'll end up in the wife's short box for her collection. Steve, your haul had to come home in a short box today. Man, this week, you're not kidding, man. Like I said, I bought a ton of books. I bought way more books than I planned on, and I got some great back issue pickups here to talk about too. So we're still on the Marvel books, and let's talk a little bit about some low-hanging fruit like no-brainer spec plays. Literally, like when I say no-brainer spec plays, this is something from what I've noticed is these reprints after your discount, your LCS, if you get a discount, this is kind of like a no-brainer pickup. These always seem to turn out to be $20 books after a certain period of time. So, yeah. There weren't a million of them sitting there either by any means. I'm sure they reorder them, but yeah, it was worth grabbing 2 after my discount. Buy one or grab one, stash one, whatever they call it, the blast it or stash it, those guys. Buy one, throw in the short box, take the other one, and either read it because I don't have a copy of that book and haven't had a chance to read that in a very long time. But those reprints from Marvel always seem to do really well after about 10 to 12 months. And by really well, I mean, $3 book turning into like a $15 to $20 book. That's really well, actually. So moving right along, we're sticking with another spec playbook. Marvel, that's it for Marvel books. That's it for DC books. But something that I was surprised to see still on the shelf today when I got there was the 4th printing of Stray Dogs with a fantastic Thing homage cover. The first print of issue 1 is what? You guys correct me if I'm wrong here. It's like $70, $80 book now. I can't believe how this has taken off. It's like a 5-issue miniseries, and it's like Disney on crack. It's like just a bunch of... I haven't even had a chance to read it. I'm just reacting off of what you guys on social media and in YouTube and in IG have been talking about this book. I'm seeing people on Whatnot paying close to $80, $85 for this book. And I've seen some really good deals on Whatnot, and people have gotten this book for $30, $40, not this one, I'm sorry, the first print. They've gotten the first print for $40, $50. Whatnot's a great place to look for those deals. I kid you not. I just wish I could have ponied up and bought a few of those, and I didn't. When Stray Dogs hit the shelf, I took one look at it. All I saw was Disney ice and cocaine, and I'm like, it's not my thing. And I buy books with my heart, really. I buy books with my eyes and my heart. If it's not something, I really live by the mantra, if buy what you love and you'll love what you buy. So a lot of times I don't buy books until later on and I see other people's reactions and whether or not they're telling me that, yes, this is something you're really going to like. It's going to be up your alley. Sometimes I wait on that because you guys see how many books I buy every week. I can't get to everything if I buy everything by any means. But the reaction, the outpouring of clamor for Stray Dogs has been so big. I can't leave a fourth print sitting on the shelf. I just can't. There's a fourth printing. I don't even know what the print run's going to be like. This could be that little lottery ticket of a book that turns into 20 or 30 bucks. Who knows? Actually, have you guys been paying attention to Stray Dogs on eBay? I think this is actually some of these I've already gone for 20 bucks. But yes, I'm not going to leave that sitting on the shelf. This is going to be a difficult book in 9.8. Let me rephrase that. It's actually going to be one of those books where you're going to see a mix because of the fact that it's got a thin white border around a black border for the book. There's a lot of ink smudging down around here. I saw the couple of copies that I did see on the LCS have like ink smudging all around it. That's either going to, I don't know if you can even professionally, I don't know if you can get that actually cleaned off or not, but I'm not going to leave that sitting there with the hype that I've been hearing. And that gives me a shot to actually read that story. And if I don't like it, and I'm not going to collect it, which is probably pretty likely, the horror homage covers, yes, those are really cool. I'm not a big horror collector, but I'm going to give this a read. And if it's not my jam, it'll go on the Whatnot auction this Friday for $1. You know what I mean? It's just, I'm going to at least get a chance to read it, thankfully. So sticking with Image, Geiger issue 4, not a spec play book. I really don't think this has legs long-term, but this has just been a fun read. Kind of Mad Max mixed with, it's like a radioactive version of a cross between Frank Castle and Frank Reynolds, and just a family man mixed up with a little bit of vigilante mixed up with some other not great circumstances. And this issue progresses the storyline, and they do an okay job with that. I would give this a solid 3.5, 4 stars out of 5. It's just a fun read, in my opinion. And I'm keeping this on the pull list. I don't know how long this is going to last. Somebody tell me, some of you guys correct me here. Is this just a miniseries? It is a good story. It's not like, maybe I'm being spoiled by Tynan and by Lemire. Jeff Johns isn't somebody that I buy on the regular and don't have a lot of experience, so I don't really know where to gauge this as far as Jeff Johns' work goes, but it's fun. It's kind of, what's the term? Post-apocalyptic, kind of Mad Maxy, kind of like Al Bundy and Frank Castle, kind of, yes, not spoiling the story, moving along. Issue 4 was good. I liked it. Looking forward to issue 5. Just a break from the rest of the book. Paul Dunn is right. That's a decent break from a lot of the other books that are going on right now. And I do think that is a really nice fit for that, actually. And I am enjoying that. So still with Image, a book that is also what I consider a really nice break from the massive amount of books that come out every week is The Walking Dead Deluxe 18. 18, right? I'm going to go ahead and set this aside. Fantastic cover. We are going to talk about this a little more in depth. So issue 16 of The Walking Dead is where I kind of think that was the issue where we really get to see kind of Rick Grimes start to morph into the person that he eventually becomes, where he starts to shed his innocence and he really starts becoming more of a survivalist, more of somebody who's willing to do what it takes to survive. And we get a glimpse of that at the beginning when it comes with Shane, and when Shane loses his shit and just goes nuts and doesn't think that Rick's going to hack it and wants to be the alpha and take care of everybody. You kind of get a glimpse of humanity shedding its innocence there in that fashion. And then in issue either 15 or 16, you start to see it with Rick. Issue 18, you start to see it with more characters, and you start to see this group go through some hardships, and not just hardships, but like massive, if things weren't crazy enough, you get to see it on a character level, basically. And you get to see innocence lost with some of these characters. Herschel has been struggling for the last 3 or 4 or 5 issues, something like that. It escapes me. I really wish I would have taken notes as I read this. I'm just really enjoying this series. issue to issue in full full color as it comes back out. I'm going to collect this full run of deluxe books. I'm not going after any of the variants. I saw the black and white variants out on the shelf today. I saw the colored, the shoulder cut or the bust cut, whatever they call it. Not the bust, but it was the head of all the characters of each issue. The color versions were out there. The black and white issues were out there. I don't have space and I don't have really time to manage that many more variants, but I will be getting this every time. And this is, they get an ultimatum. They get an ultimatum at the end of this issue, and they're basically forced to leave what they consider one of the higher end security sanctuaries that they find themselves in the beginning of the series. Things are going to start getting dark from here on out. If you're a fan of Walking Dead, if you're a fan of, let me rephrase that, not the universe, the read from Robert Kirkman and those guys, the read of Walking Dead and the trade paperbacks and in the books, this is where things start to turn dark, if I remember correctly. And the next 20 or 30 issues is kind of, and you start rolling into the governor, you start rolling into a lot of other crazy stuff. I digress. I will continue to get this book every time it comes out, and I will sit down and I will enjoy it. I'll sit down first and I'll read it digitally, and then I'll sit down and I'll read it in the paper issue as well. And then I'll even pull my trade paperbacks and look for comparison between black and white. And that's kind of where I'm at with that series. Excellent series. I'll continue to pick that up. Sticking with, actually, that's it for Image this week. We're moving on to Boom. So let's see if I can get this right. Basilisk. Ooh, Andy got one right. Maybe Monday 3.0 is finally coming to an end. Basilisk issue 2 is out. What did I say last issue for me? And I'm hoping you guys that are interested in this are sharing what you guys think about this series as well down in the comments and in the chat here, because I really want to know what you guys think. Because there's some comments being made in the comic collecting community on YouTube and Instagram that I want to share here that I'm not concerned, but I'm wondering. So issue 1, I read it. I'll say I enjoyed it, but the jury was out for me on Basilisk. I'm just looking for a little more meat on the bone for the issue. The second issue got better for me. It did get better for me. This is going to stay on my pull list. I'm going to see where this goes for the first 6 issues at a minimum. I'm enjoying it. Cullen Bunn, I don't have a lot of experience with, so Monday's not quite over yet. Cullen Bunn, I don't have quite enough experience with to really know how he's trying to shape and form this story. But issue 2 has intrigued me enough to keep it on my pull list. And I will say that the jury is still out. But I want to share and talk about with you guys and how you guys feel about this, because of the fact that I'm hearing people in the community saying that this is the next Something is Killing the Children. Some people think that this could be the next big book from Boom and could be the next big story that's out there. And I think I want to disagree with that. I think this is going to be a very good read. I think it could get optioned, but I don't think it's going to be the freight train that Something is Killing the Children is. I didn't go heavy on this. I'm buying just cover A. In fact, I had the variants for issue 2 in my hand today, and I put them back. It was like an extra $40 for the variants, and I'm like, don't do it. You just don't need any more variants. And they have Albuquerque in there again this week for the 1 in 25. And I think I've got enough Albuquerque variants going on with the Keanu Reeves title that is escaping me right now. There's so many Albuquerque variants coming out from there that it's just that art style. I just don't want to see that art style every week on variants for books that I'm picking up. So I didn't pick up the variants. There was a Simmons 1 in 25 that looked really good that I almost budged on and I almost caved in to get it. Either way, I'm looking forward to issue 3. I'm looking forward to seeing how this plays out. Berserker, thank you. It's Berserker. There's so many Albuquerque variants for Berserker that I just don't need more Albuquerque variants in other titles that I'm reading, because then everything starts to blend together. They don't really stand out as well. So that's kind of where I'm at for that. But I'm interested to see where issue 3 takes this. Like I said, I'm going to see where the first 6 issues go and then make that decision. And probably what I'll do is typical Comic Man Andy. I'll forget about it and I'll just keep reading it. And then even if it gets to a point where I don't want to read it anymore, I'll forget to take it off my pull list and it'll show up. And I'm like, well, I ordered it. I guess I better pay for it for now. But next up on Boom, I'm long-winded tonight. I'm just really looking forward to hanging out with you guys and talking New Comic Book Day, because I really appreciate you guys sit here hanging out. We're recharging our comic collecting batteries, and we're talking New Comic Book Day because there are a ton of great books out. And speaking of great books from Boom, Wind number 8 is out. This is going right on the reading pile. I did not read it yet because I've not finished catching up on this read. But Tynan, how do I not buy everything Tynan at this point, because I'm enjoying all of it. So that's right there on the reading pile. And like I said, there are so many books out this week that those things are packed full. So we're going to pull those aside. Actually, that's the end of the brand new books, and we're going to roll into some great back issue bin finds that I grabbed from my LCS that I'm actually really excited to have, because these are great issues and great copies. So I was really worried that this one didn't show up last week in my pulls, and it's not, I don't know if this is really called a back issue by at this point, but the Drew Zucker Kanto retailer incentive for issue 3 of the City of Giants didn't show up in my pull list, and I found 2 copies of it at my LCS this week. Maybe they just got late delivered. Was Eve out today? I did not. There were 0 copies of Eve on the shelf anywhere. No Eve for me. I didn't see Eve on League of Comic Geeks either, so I don't know if that can. I've got to double back and look. All right. This didn't end up in my pull list last week, and I was really sad because I love the purples and I love the way Drew works in a lot of colors, and I think I might want to look for the original cover for this if this is available. So this is the 1 in 10. Absolutely digging that. Added that to the collection. Missed it last week. Did not miss it this week. And then we've got a couple of more great back issue finds here. And this is a DC book. I'm buying some more DC books again. The Jeff Lemire variant for Black Hammer number 1, chock full of first appearances, already option. Why not get this in near mint? Oof, Andy, near mint plus condition for a really great price. Absolutely happy to add that to my collection of Black Hammer number 1s. And then back into some Marvel books here. I've been digging Darth Vader stuff. I know you guys have been too, but Darth Vader number 1, the Gillen run. This is the first appearance of, cannot remember how to pronounce the name correctly, but it's the giant Wookiee that runs around, the giant mercenary Wookiee that runs around with Dr. Aphra. That's his first appearance. Got that for a fantastic price. And I'd say probably near mint condition, probably that 9.4 to 9.6. Issue 2 was also there and available. There's some great first appearances in here that kind of escape me at the moment. That's in the collection. That Gillen run, I think I've completed that already, but buying extra copies when I can find them for cheap and really high grade is a great idea, because issue 5 was also there and available, and issue 5 has a lot of great first appearances as well. There we go. Those are some great back issue finds. We talked about some great spec plays. That Werewolf by Night 32 reprint, that's a great spec play in my opinion, even if you want to buy one. You get an opportunity to read the book, so you get your value right there for that. And those Marvel reprints just always seem to do well in a lot of those. Look at the Marvel reprint ASM 129. I mean, it's almost kind of comparing apples to oranges, but the first Frank Castle, the first Punisher, that book gets reprinted. Those reprints almost always do well. Not the variants, but the actual reprint. The Werewolf by Night 32, now that people are pretty much getting really priced out of that first appearance, I imagine that reprint with that cover, people are going to go for that. So why not grab a couple of copies? It might be a great AOK for a friend, or it might be a great dollar auction on whatnot. Who knows? But if there's a bunch of them sitting out there, I'm going to grab one or two. Sure. And Nice House on the Lake has been such a fantastic read. I'm hearing stories of a lot of other people out on social media that can't find that book anywhere. So if I can find it, you're darn right I'm going to stack those things up, and we're going to throw them in some auctions, and we're going to get those books out at $1 to start for other people out in the community. And once again, another AOK idea. If anybody hasn't seen that or read that yet, let me know. Hit me up on IG. So we will recap these books in just a second. Like I said, I'm having a long-winded kind of week hanging out with you guys. We'll hit up this chat again. Basilisk is good. I even picked up the variant for number 2. So yeah, I had him in my hands, Steve. I had him in my hands, and I decided to put him back. I just decided not to grab him. My pull was the Lake, the Wind, Firepower, Geiger, and Skybound. Very nice. NHO. Nice House on the Lake. Sorry, thanks. Yep, I had to think about that for a second. Wind and Firepower I hadn't been reading. Geiger I'm reading. Skybound X looked kind of interesting. I almost grabbed that, and I just decided that I had too much in my hands as it was. Paul Dunn, you are specking hard on Basilisk, is it? You're specking hard on that one. Not as big as Something's Killing the Children went. So Something Killing the Children was a sleeper for a long while. And there was some rumble, and people had some feelings, but it was a bit before that freight train really took off. Basilisk is getting a similar response yet earlier in the series from some collectors, so the jury's out. But at least I've got one copy of each of cover A of the printing so far. Yes, and Berserker was that issue I was talking about. What is up, Ricky Markstack? Thanks for being here. Good to see you, man. Thanks for being here this Wednesday. Yes, Wind is so good. Now, Tynan, again, Uncle Skeffy Poo McSkefferson is all out on Wind and buying up those copies every time he sees them for cover price. I was able to grab a couple and then add Wind to the reading list. I'm hearing good things, and it's Tynan. So I got to sit down and I got to read that. I really have to sit down. I really have to read that. Looking forward to it. And I think I don't even think you have to worry about not spec, but I don't think you even have to worry about potential with shows or movies when it comes to Tynan. I think Tynan books are just doing well because he is doing well. He's just look at Nice House on the Lake. There's no spec behind it really, right? There's no option news. And Nice House on the Lake is just being sought after by so many more people out there right now that aren't even necessarily DC readers or necessarily Tynan readers. They're just going for a really well done book. Yes, and it's your favorite Tynan book. Thanks, Zombie. That is absolutely, man. I agree with you. So no Eve for you. I didn't see Eve anywhere. Was Eve out today? I didn't see it on League of Comic Geeks. I didn't see it in previews. I didn't see it. Where are the other places that I like? I saw it nowhere. Not on the shelf anywhere. Otherwise, I definitely would have grabbed it. Is Eve next week? I don't know. Paul Dunn says no Eve today. Maybe next week. Okay. So Stoutman, Danny, you thought you were slimming down? Yeah, no, I'm not. It's getting worse, which means I need to make more space. So stay tuned for two big announcements here just a little bit. Are the back issues of Wind still reasonable price? I think so. And by reasonable, I think maybe double cover. I know I found some collector bundles of issues 1 through 6 for like $15 to $20, essentially cover price at some LCSs. But it kind of depends on condition too. I mean, Diamond really thrashes some books, and Boom does a really good job with their cover material, but yet they're not, impervious to the old Diamond shuffle, so to speak. I might be off on the date for Eve. I think it might be next week. I've got to look. So Steve says it's next week. Thank you, Black Kursant. If I'm Kurstan or Kursant, if I'm pronouncing that right. That's the giant Wookiee. That's a not friend really, but a mercenary that is hanging around with Dr. Aphra. That's getting a little more heat going on there because if Dr. Aphra eventually ends up on screen, could you imagine? We need more Wookiees on screen. Seriously. Speaking of Wookiees, I mean, man, you guys know why Han Solo didn't enjoy his steak dinner the other night? It's because he said it was a little chewy. Woof. Wow. The LCS's shipment was late this week, so my poll only had okay. Ooh, tough to hear that, man. I hate when that happens. I have a whatnot coming up, right? That is correct, Luke. Let me get through the rest of the chat here and say hi to everybody. Skybound X, Rick Grimes with the lightsaber killing zombies. That's a no-brainer. Yeah, that was a dope cover. That really was a dope cover. The Basilisk reprint for House of Slaughter. I missed it. I did not get any of them. I got to go on the secondary market and look at and grab it for a couple of those because I really want to see that House of Slaughter preview. Or maybe if I see it, read it digitally, that preview will be in there. Either way, I definitely need to check that out. I had no idea. That was a sleeper. Uncle Skeffy Poo McSkefferson called me today and said, you missed on that, didn't you? You shouldn't have slept on that. You should have got those. And he told me why. Did I look for Eve in the Bible? I did not. Good old Tiny Onion Studios. Interesting. Tiny Onion? Tinian? Or was I just... I'm tongue-tied. Looking for Eve in the Bible. I love how different Tynan books are. Yes, I would be shocked if I found out the first time that the same guy who wrote the Naughty Depth of Truth... Yes, also wrote... So that's the funny thing about Tynan books. They are all different enough that you can almost, I mean, I'm telling you, it's just, he has an adaptability when it comes to writing style and creating stories that when you read some writers, you sit down, you know it's a Lemire, you know it's a Jeff Johns, you know it's this person. Tynan is doing just, I think it's the way he structures things that throw me off a little bit, that I know that I look at the cover and see Tynan, I'm like, I'm buying this. I know I'm going to enjoy it because I know I go there and things are just going to be delivered in a certain way that I like it. I like the way I'm absorbing Tynan books. John's Comics with Kids, thanks for being here, man. Good to see you. We have a long-winded Monday just hanging out. We've gone over the books. We're going over the chat. Going to do the announcements really quick, and then I'll go over the books again one more time. I love when writers do different things and don't just stick to the same thing. Absolutely, Zombie Dance. I'm right there with you. Absolutely. Do it quick. I told Skeff, yes. So I do need to go look for that and at least grab one copy. With Tynan throwing a few books at us all, a few books at us all at once, do we foresee a crossover event eventually? Ooh, I don't see why not. I think that'd be a lot of fun. The Great Legend. What is up, man? Good to see you. Happy comic book day. Happy new comic book day. Absolutely. Wednesdays are where we sit together and we recharge those comic collecting batteries. Thanks for being here, man. Ricky Marks, got the first appearance of Gotham and Gotham Girl. Very cool, man. Good for you. I think it's a wordplay on people mispronouncing his name. Tiny Onion. I like it. Absolutely. Legend is in the house. Legend, yes, thanks for being here. So 2 massive announcements before we all part ways here tonight and I go over these books one more time. I know some people are going to move on to some other great content, but for those people just showing up that do want to see the books here in a bit, we will go over those one more time. 2 massive announcements. Slabaganza giveaway is on. We are on the road to 1,000. There are 1,000 subscribers. There are 3 ways to gain entries for that giveaway, for the Slabaganza giveaway. Steve White, I'll talk about Fight Girls next. Actually, I'm glad you brought that up because we got a stack of slabs and I'm looking for more. I'm hunting for some more slabs. I think we're at like 8 now, like 6 to 8 slabs. I'm going to add more to those. Shop for Comics, thanks for being here. So that's happening. We're like 66 subscribers away from 1,000. And then I start to schedule that. I'll get ready to schedule that live giveaway on a Saturday, and it's going to be a giant wheel of names. I got the 3 lists going for the 3 entries. So you enter by watching the video on the front page of the ComicManAndy YouTube channel, and you comment down below with that hashtag Slabaganza giveaway. Then you look for the top 50 comics in my collection for 2021 and leave the comment down there as well, the Slabaganza giveaway hashtag. And then you can gain a 3rd bonus entry by following me on the Whatnot app. You can check me out there because there is a Whatnot auction going on this Friday, which is going to be a blast. Did I check out Fight Girls? I did check out Fight Girls. And a good friend of mine at my LCS pulls it out and he's like, here, check this out. What do you think? And he looks at it. He's like, this is the most Frank Cho that Frank Cho to ever Frank Cho'd. And like, this is Frank Cho. It's just, I put it back on the shelf and I'm like, I got it. Now I'll just read it digitally. So I got like 4 pages in and I got pinched on time and I'm like, all right, I'll check it out later. But I think it's like the key of the week for a few apps or something like that that's out there. And I'm like, I just don't see the book having legs. I hope you guys got that pun. It looks like it's a good read. I mean, it's a Frank Cho. It's 100% Frank Cho. Absolutely, John's Comics with Kids. It's like 180% Frank Cho. So that other last big announcement is this Friday on the Whatnot app. I cannot wait for that. Another auction. Everything starts at $1 with a few buy it nows for slabs. And if you guys hype that up enough, and if you guys get me 100% excited and really get me going and work me over on that auction, I'm probably going to start a big slab at $1 and watch and see where it goes. So everybody come and hang out. Follow me on the Whatnot app because I am ready to let my hair down, crank up some tunes, and have a good time with all of y'all and make some space for some books. Like I just bought 2 giant stacks of books. I've got no box to put them. I've got nowhere to put them. I got nowhere to put them right now. So that means I'm going to pull Whatnot auction books tonight, set those aside, get those ready to go, and then I'm going to cycle in these new books. That's what it's becoming. I'm going to have to do a Whatnot auction every week to make space for the books I'm buying on Wednesday, or I got to cut down my pull list. Either way, those are the 2 big announcements. Slabaganza giveaway on the ComicManAndy channel is live. It's going on. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. So hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you know when that live stream gets scheduled, and don't forget to hit one of those reaction buttons down there. and then follow me on the Whatnot app for this Friday's Whatnot auction, 8 p.m. live. We're going to enter the Comic Dojo, and we're going to do battle over some dollar auctions, and it's going to be a good time. I cannot wait to see how that goes. Ghost Lotus, good to see you. Hey, Andy, my friend from Rock Nation. I want to start selling on Whatnot. Any advice? He's Jay-Z's engineer for 20 years. I have a heavy inventory, 10 years in the hobby. So you guys got to hit up Whatnot Comics or Whatnot on IG, send them a message. Go to the Whatnot website, fill out the seller application form first, then go to social media second, contact Whatnot or Whatnot Comics. Let them know you're interested in selling and that you've filled out the application, and provide them with some references like you've just done. Let them know what you're all about. I know they've got flooded with a massive amount of people that are interested in selling on Whatnot. So I cannot wait to see how this goes, because the more people that come to sell books, the more people that are going to come to Whatnot to hang out. And it's the best of YouTube, it's the best of eBay, and it's the best of Instagram, all wrapped into one nice little neat package on the screen. And it's a good time. It's just a good time. Because the content isn't like quote unquote recorded and kept for people to rewatch, there's currently no copyright issues as far as music goes. So I can sit back and we can DJ it up and listen to some good house party music and just have a blast. Really let our hair down, not worry about copyright strikes or worry about debates or arguments with YouTube and algorithms and goggles and Googles and all this other stuff. It just let our hair down. Let's talk about comic books, and let's put some stuff up and see if anybody's interested in picking some up. So I'll probably do the same thing again Friday night at 8 p.m. It is scheduled on the Whatnot app right now. Follow me, hit that bookmark button. We are ready to go for that. I'm going to start adding books for that tonight, and we're probably going to do the same similar 2.5 to 3.5 hours of hanging out. That worked out pretty good, and I ended up packaging up about 35 to 40 packages. That took me a few days, but that seemed to go pretty well, flow pretty well for me. So I'm really looking forward to that. That's the major announcement. We are 42 minutes in, so while everybody's just showing up here, if you're interested in seeing books, stick around, hang out. We're going to go over the books, and I'm going to do it all backwards. Word is, Whatnot is currently working on a way to list comics the same way as Do Pops. They've been talking about that for quite a while. Currently, the not dashboard, but the marketplace for each seller on Whatnot, I'm on there right now. If I wanted to sell a pop, I could turn around and put a pop on that marketplace right now. It's easy. It's created for that. They are working on it, though, so that you can do comic books on that marketplace as well. It'll open up a whole new buying inventory, a whole new way to sell comic books on Whatnot. Think some of the other apps that are going on right now cross with eBay and kind of mingled there, but the followers that are on Whatnot, yeah, I like live better too, Ghost Lotus. I really do. I would still if I decided to ever, you guys can slap me in the face here for saying this, but if I decided to ever part ways with my ASM 129.85 white pages, I would probably put it up on that Whatnot marketplace to start. It's just going to be a massive community following from YouTube and IG and many other places. That'd be probably the first place that I would look at, considering how much lower the fees are there than on eBay. Or, there's Instagram. There's a lot of people in this community that would probably be interested in that book that would probably do it around Instagram too. I digress. Let's go over these books again really quick. Great question, Little. I like Lives better too, Ghost Lotus. I really do. I'm going to let my hair down and we're going to party. We're going to hang out. People can just come hang out and watch and see what books go for and Whatnot, and they don't have to buy if they don't want to. It's just sitting and hanging out, having a good time. The more personal interaction, absolutely. That's what I like about this too. I get that over there as well. Tried to check it out, and I could see was Pops. So yeah, what you need to do, let me rephrase that. What you should do is check out the hashtag comic books on Whatnot. Follow the hashtag comic books on Whatnot, and then it'll open up that world of comic books in your Whatnot app. That's probably something that I should have mentioned earlier, because if you're not following that hashtag comic books hashtag, but one before the other, vice versa, then it'll probably just look like Pops and sports cards to you, because that's the bigger chunk of their market right now. But agree 100%. I prefer Whatnot over eBay these days, and Instagram is my second. I'm there with Little. I have so much more fun on Whatnot. There are 20 packages on this table back here that of more books that I'm just buying on Whatnot, because I'm finding stuff from friends and community members, and it's very easy and it's very convenient to do it there with them. So let me hit up this recap for books. Back issues really quick. Like I said, Kanto and the City of Giants issue 3, that retailer incentive from Drew Zucker is fantastic. I'm so glad I was able to find that because it wasn't in the pull list last week or pull box last week. Probably got delivered late, something like that. We've got some Darth Vader goodness for the Gillen run, issue 5. Some first appearances in there, I think 2. Issue 2, I think, has 1 first appearance in it. And then issue 1, the Black Crescent, that big giant Wookiee following around Dr. Afra, or Dr. Afra's mercenary friend. First appearance there. So this issue is probably going to, in my opinion, it's just going to probably keep slowly ticking away as the likelihood of Afra showing up gets better and better. Then the likelihood of that character showing up is better. Chip Gettler, I'm honored, man. Thanks for being here. That's what we've been waiting for. No time to do live sales, but posting sales would be epic. I'm with Chip. I'm with you on that, Chip. I enjoy the live sales, but the convenience of anywhere at work, keeping photos on my phone and being able to post that stuff at any time is great. The Lemire variant for Black Hammer number 1 was a no-brainer pickup for me at a near mint plus condition. This was just under fair market value, and I think this is very undervalued and underappreciated for Black Hammer. Like 7 first appearances on this on an issue or a book that's already optioned. Gonna be good on screen. We've got Wind issue 8 on the reading pile. Tynan book. I'm buying them all pretty much that I can find. Basilisk issue 2. The jury's still out for me. I'm going to see it through to issue 6, though. I'm hoping it's just my inexperience with Colin Bunn that's making me feel uneasy about how this is going to go or where this is going to end up. But I felt similar for Something Is Killing the Children, and I was not an experienced Tynan reader either then. So who knows what's going to happen with this? It'll be a fun ride, though. Just if you haven't read Basilisk, look up the definition of chimera, because I had no idea, and that definitely helped me out a bit there. The Walking Dead Deluxe every issue, I'm going to grab this. I'm going to enjoy this. Issue 18, we really start to see more characters in this story shed their innocence, lose their innocence, and start turning into the individuals that we know them to become later on, and it's nuts. Oh boy. Yes, Geiger number 4. This has just been a fun read. That I'm going to continue reading. Don't think it has any spec potential. You never know, though, in these days. Speaking of spec potential, 4th printing of issue 1 of Stray Dogs. That great Thing homage cover. Super cool. I'm not going to leave this on the shelf based on what I've been hearing. I didn't buy any of the books. I didn't order any of them, and I should have seen it on the shelf. Yes, I will grab one because I think this is like a $20 book on eBay already. Adrian APM, thanks for being here, man. Is this the hot guy with the beard channel? That's why I probably get a lot more subscribers if I just turn this into a beard grooming channel. Nice House on the Lake issue 2. Fantastic. This is my read of the week. Perry Comics. Some great people coming in. See, this is why I've decided to go a little bit more long-winded on Mondays and Wednesdays and hanging out, because I just get to see a lot more people that I don't get to interact with on a regular basis. Perry, how you doing? Adrian, good to see you. How you doing, man? Thanks for being here. Nice House on the Lake issue 2. I'm back to buying DC books on the regular. I'm turning don't care into do care for DC. So this is staying on the pull list. Tynan, fantastic reading. Werewolf by Night. Nice little fun low-hanging fruit spec play. These books, after my discount at the LCS, always seem to do well. Not right away. This isn't going to be a $20 book next week. But Werewolf by Night, they don't call this the facsimile, do they? Or is this just the standard reprint? Either way, for those of us that don't have a copy of this and haven't read it in 20 years, boom, here you go. And I'm sure there's plenty of other people out there that are going to be willing to pay $10, $15, $20 later on at some point for that. So it just kind of seems like a no-brainer. Every time one of those comes out and it's a hot cover or a hot character or something like that, I always seem to grab 1 or 2 and throw them in the pull box, and they seem to do well later on if I can remember where I put them and find them, because that's generally where I'm at right now with 45 short boxes. I can't remember where I put anything anymore. I'm so unorganized. Moving right along. The 50th anniversary Lucasfilm variant for this gold border variant. I almost said foil. I almost said gold foil variant for the Return of the Jedi cover for Bounty Hunters. It was a great grab for our collection, for the wife's collection. There's a first appearance in that book this week, apparently. And I wasn't a fan of that cover, but my wife was, and she wanted it, so that goes into her collection as well. And then just cover A, and I will get on to reading that soon, because now it's tying into the War of the Bounty Hunters and everything else going on. So I kind of really need to read that to stay up with that tie-in. And the Batman Fortnite books for a coworker. I'll bring those in tomorrow and deliver those. believe that rounds out that Batman Fortnite event going on. So now she has all of those. Happy to do that. Very cool. That's New Comic Book Day Wednesday. We're approaching an hour and there's still 18 of you here watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. Let's hit up these last couple of comments really quick. Hola, Perry. Good to see you, man. He's not under the desk. He's not over there, but he's in the chat tonight. Thanks, man. Nice House on the Lake, too, was great. I enjoyed it. I'm right there with you, Chip. That was really good. Like I said, I bought a few copies of those to bundle them up with the extra copies of issue 1 that I found, because I know there are people out there that weren't able to find it. You've been really digging Stray Dogs for my boxes. I buy so many books. So, yeah, I'm at least going to take an opportunity to read issue 1 here with a fourth print. I'll probably go on digitally and read it digitally just so I don't open up that book and get fingerprints all over it. But Disney on crack, or Disney Ice on crack. I mean, I'm seeing some of the panels being shared on social media, and it looks exactly like it's pulled from film cells from a Disney movie or something like that. And I Disney animation, I get enough. I love my child, but Disney animation is all the time. So it's like just not something that I'm really interested in seeing in comic books at the moment. I hope you guys like Stray Dogs. I hope I'm going to dig this read. We'll see. But Nice House on the Lake issue 2 cover. Notice we are on the next symbol. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. So does that mean that's how long the print run's going to be? Oh, yeah. There's all those symbols at the top, and the second one is now colored in. So 10 issues? 10 issue series? Potentially? I wonder what those symbols are going to play. I saw one of the characters in this issue drawing a bunch of symbols. I'm going to go back in and read this again. Like I said, that was a fun read. Crush and Lobo has been a fun read. Awesome. I've heard good things from people that are Lobo fans. I've actually, heard that's probably one of the better DC reads going on right now. Just haven't made time to check it out. I'll have to check that out a little. I didn't even notice. Yeah, neither did I. Take it easy, Andy. Be safe. Hey, Mastodon, good to see you, man. Thanks for being here. Good night, everybody. We are wrapping up the show real quick here with another hit up of this chat section here, and we'll go over those announcements really quick. Nice haul, home slice. This is more than a haul, man. This is an addiction. Like the back issue books and everything going on. This is way more books than I need to be buying every week, but the back issue stuff I couldn't leave, and some of the spec plays just seemed too. Some of the spec plays this week just kind of like felt like I was getting a rock thrown at my head. Like, if you don't buy this, you know what I mean? It's just some of those spec plays sometimes are just obvious to me. And I don't know about you guys. I don't mean to make that sound the way I just made it sound, but either way, yay for your coworker. It's like I'm asking for yeah, I do that for coworkers and friends all the time. It's like that they don't want to make pull lists or they don't have time to go to an LCS. I'm already going to be there. I'm already ordering the books. Just throw me the money for whatever it costs for after the discount, and we're good. Okay, so I'm glad you brought this up. Mammo 1, I read it. I did not pick up this book, and I'm actually sad that I didn't pick up this book. I read it digitally, and it was way better than I thought. It's a little anime style heavy on the art than what I like, but I liked where the story's going. I don't recognize any of the creative team on this book. I know our buddy Tony, Blue Green Artifacts, who hangs out with us on the Simpleman's Comic News Weekly show on every Tuesday, said that this was a sleeper book for him, that he thought it was going to be good. And you know what? I had my reservations, but by the time I got halfway through the book, I'm like, damn, he was right. This is actually pretty good. So I'm probably going to go back and grab more copies of that later on. Yeah, pretty much. Absolutely. It's becoming an addiction. Essentially, the dogs that remain after masters are murdered. Ooh. Essentially, the dogs that remain after the masters are murdered live with the murderer. Interesting. It's like Disney Ice on crack. 12 issues, 12 people. 12 issues, 12 people. Interesting. I like where you're going with this. I don't think there's 12 people in Nice House on the Lake, though. 10 people, 10 issues. Interesting. Symbol is painted gold. It sure is. It sure is. Did I read Barbaric? I did not read Barbaric, and I did not pick that up. I had more on my plate than I could cope with at the moment. So thank you again, everybody. So the announcements, hit them up really quick. The Slavaganza giveaways going on, and the big Whatnot auction this Friday. I can't wait to let my hair down, crank up some tunes, hang out, talk comic books with you guys, because this is going to end up being a 14-day straight work week. This is, or 12 or something like that. It's 2 weeks straight with no time off. So my next day off is this Saturday. So I cannot wait to unwind Friday night. And that just made me realize that I forgot the biggest announcement that I needed to share with you guys at the beginning of the show is after that auction on Friday night and whatnot, Saturday, I'm going to a comic book convention this Saturday. I cannot wait for that. This weekend, South Bend Comic Book Convention is going on, event by Midwest Comic Book Conventions. I don't know. I'm going to make the hike. I haven't been to a place where I could dig through a bunch of boxes that I haven't already dug through before in a long time. So I'm going to check this out. I'm going to see what's going on there. If there are any of you that are going to this, let me know. I will be there at least for 3 or 4 hours or something like that, checking out wall books and going through some boxes. I cannot wait. This will be the first convention that I've gone to in a year and a half or something like that. So I'm really excited for that. That was the announcement I was trying to remember about an hour ago when I started the show. But that's it. That's Wednesday. I almost said it's Monday. Sure, certainly feels like Monday again. Happy New Comic Book Day, everybody. Thanks for being here. Thanks for talking new comic books. Because you know what? Comic books, that connective tissue that we have that's comic books is great. But the best part about this are all of you here every week talking, hanging out, sharing what you guys are looking forward to, sharing what you guys are interested in and what you guys are reading, and proving me wrong when I'm wrong and telling me when I need to pick up books when I forgot to pick up books. Because there's some stuff that you just can't leave behind. At the end of the day, I can't pick up everything, which is why we're here talking about it and getting to hear what you guys think. And good old Ed Money is in the house with the Gert. What's up, man? You are late to the show, but good to see you anyways. Take me with you. I cannot wait. It's going to be a jaunt. It is going to be a jaunt for the old Comic Man Andy, but it's going to be a nice little couple hour escape from work and everything else going on. I'm going to check that out, see what's happening. Dude, that's going to be fun. I've been asked to sell at so many conventions. I don't think I could ever do the pack and haul part of being at a convention to sell, but I could certainly hang out at a convention and just meet everybody. But I'm definitely going to go there and definitely going to check out some books, see what's going on, see if you can find any great deals. Who knows? Great show. Have a great night, Andy. Chip Getler, thanks for being here, man. Good to see you. Steve White, thank you very much. Like I said, everybody, got any of the shadow, sir? Just curious. I do not. I don't believe so at all. But thank you for popping back in, X11 Bravo Comics. It's Wednesday. We are at more than halfway there. Wednesday is over. For everybody on the West Coast, your Wednesday is now more than officially over. Absolutely. Like I said, this connective tissue, this comic books is amazing, but the most amazing part of this are all of you every week here. We're recharging our comic collecting batteries and talking New Comic Book Day, and you guys continue to show up while I ramble nonsensically sometimes, and I enjoy it and I love it, especially Come On Mama with her jokes. And then I just break and I laugh forever. Comic Book Therapy, thanks for being here. Good to see you. Hope to catch you guys on the replay. Maybe I'll run into some of you guys at that comic book convention down in South Bend, Indiana. Don't forget, Slabaganza giveaway is live. The Whatnot auction this Friday. Bookmark it. Hit me up and follow me there. I can't wait to see all you guys there. This is going to be a blast. So you all know how I'm going to do it, right? Good night, Steve. Good night, X11. See y'all. I'm going to go peace out. I'm going to go pinkies out. And I'll catch y'all on the flip side for the next video. Remember the most important part all day, every day. Stay original. Take care of each other.
Be excellent to each other. And party on, dudes.
I love gold. Excuse me while I change. The roller boogie has made me sweaty. Yeah, sweaty.
I have a package for you.